name?
Diana Pazzi,
And where are you from?
Des Moines.
Can you spell your name?
It's Pazzi.
Okay. So can you first tell me why you're here today at the Race for the Cure?
It's because I'm a 5-year survivor this year of breast cancer.
How many years have you been participating?
I was participating 3 years prior to that,
Okay.
so 8 years.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome. Why do you think an organization like Komen is important?
Because I think it makes more women aware of what they should be doing for their breast health, and also showing that there are a lot of survivors, so people don't give up and they keep fighting when they do get diagnosed.
Would you mind sharing some of your story? You know how you were diagnosed. Do you remember where you were, how you felt, and then take us through your treatments and kind of your journey?
I was actually I had gone to my gynecology appointment and actually had forgotten to schedule my breast exam and my mammogram, and my gynecologist had said, I see that you're ready for the exam, and she said, why don't we just go ahead and get you set up. I think she might have suspected something, I'm not sure, but she had went ahead and set it up, and we got it done that day. I went in, had my mammogram. They called me like 2 or 3 days later, said that they had seen something that didn't look right, that something had changed from the year before, so they said they wanted to know if I could go over to Iowa Radiology in West Des Moines and have another mammogram, which was a digital mammogram. Not the digital, I think it is the digital. So I went over to have that done. I actually was sitting waiting with a lady who was actually scared to death. She had an ultrasound, and I kept trying to reassure her. They took me in and did the mammogram, and then the nurse came back and she said, we need to talk to you, and of course my heart sank. She said, the radiologist is going to come in and talk to you. They put me in a separate room, and she came in and she immediately told me that she was pretty sure it was cancer, but they wanted to do a biopsy and make sure. So we scheduled a biopsy like about a week later, and sure enough, when she did the biopsy, she showed where she thought that it was cancer, but I had to wait for the pathology to come back. They then called me actually the day after my anniversary, my 20th anniversary, and they said that it was breast cancer, but that it was very treatable, and told me that I needed to see a surgeon. So they set me up with a surgeon, and Dr. Mao was my surgeon. He actually was awesome. I was scared to death and freaked out because I was all by myself when I found out the diagnosis. And so we went and actually talked to him, and he gave me my options and everything and told me all my options. And so then he did my breast surgery, removed the area and everything, and they said they got all the margins. Then probably about a week later, I felt a lump on the other side of the breast and had to go through an excisional biopsy, which turned out to be okay. And so it was just, they think it was from some of the treatment that they did. And so then they started me on my radiation, and I did 6 weeks of radiation. Thank goodness didn't have to do any chemo, because they said it was contained and that it was very new. So we did the radiation, and it's been a struggle for the 5 years, but I would have to say this year has been, I didn't realize how I was going to react when it was the 5 year. When they said everything was clear, it's just like a huge load lifted off to my shoulders. So I'm ready to keep fighting. And I've learned to live life just to take every day and be thankful that I'm alive. So, and I'm glad they've come a long ways with treatment.
What would you say to women who are newly diagnosed or just going through this? You said you were alone when you found the news. Like, do you have any words of encouragement or anything to help other people that may just be going through this now?
I would say just don't get so scared and just fight. Don't let the cancer beat them, because I think that was one of the things I did, and I didn't have anybody in my family or nothing that had cancer. I was the very first one. So what I would say is just fight, don't give up, because there's too much technology now. There's no reason to give up. So.
Is there anything else that you'd like to add?
Nope, I'm just glad Susan Komen is around. It's making a lot more women aware that there's treatment out there and stuff. So.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.